My child, stop for a moment and listen to me carefully. I watched you last night while you thought no one saw your tears. I saw the way your heart trembled behind your silence. I saw the exhaustion in your spirit while you tried to convince everyone around you that you were fine. You smiled in front of people, but deep inside you felt restless, confused, and emotionally worn down. I was there beside you in the darkness while you stared at the ceiling, wondering what decision to make next. I heard every fearful thought that passed through your mind. I heard the silent conversations you never spoke aloud. And now I must speak to you urgently, because the path you are about to choose will wound you more deeply than you understand. Please do not ignore this warning. Before you make that next decision, stop and listen to me. What looks like your greatest opportunity is hiding the greatest pain of your life. You have been calling it progress, calling it a breakthrough, calling it your answer. But my child, I see what you cannot see. I see the hidden sorrow waiting behind the excitement. I see the sleepless nights that would come later. I see the regret that would slowly consume your peace if you continue walking toward this path. You are looking at the beginning of the road, but I'd already stand at the end of it. That is why I could not remain silent anymore. I did not wake you up emotionally for no reason. I interrupted your peace because I love you too much to let you walk blindly into something that will damage your soul. I cried when I saw where this road ends for you. Yes, my child, even now my heart aches because you do not fully understand how precious you are to me. You call this success, but I see destruction hiding behind the door. You call it freedom, but I see chains waiting to wrap themselves around your heart. You call it love, but I see heartbreak. You call it security, but I see anxiety that will steal your rest. I know you are tired of struggling. I know you are exhausted from waiting. I know part of you feels desperate for relief, desperate for something to finally change. But desperation can make dangerous things look beautiful. Pain can make traps appear like blessings. Loneliness can make wrong connections feel like destiny. And the enemy knows exactly how to disguise destruction so it feels comforting in the beginning. You keep asking me for a blessing while chasing the very thing that is blocking the future I prepared for you. Stay with me until the end of this message, because this warning is mercy speaking to you. I am not trying to punish you. I am trying to protect what I placed inside you before you were born. There is a future I designed for your life that carries peace, purpose, healing, and true joy. But the path you are considering now leads away from the very prayers you have been crying out for. You keep asking me to heal your heart while holding tightly to what keeps breaking it. You keep asking me for peace while entertaining the very thing stealing your peace. You keep asking me to open doors while refusing to let go of what closed heaven's best over your life. Within the next few minutes, you will understand why your spirit has felt restless lately. That heaviness you feel is not random. That discomfort inside your chest is not your imagination. I have been trying to stop you before it is too late. I have been sending warnings through your spirit, through delayed plans, through confusion, through sleepless nights, through moments where something deep inside you whispered, "This is not right," but you kept trying to silence my voice because your emotions wanted what your spirit knew was dangerous. My child, listen carefully to me now. Not every open door comes from heaven. Not everything that feels good in the moment is good for your future. The enemy studies your wounds carefully. He watches your loneliness. He watches your exhaustion. He watches your frustration. Then he sends counterfeit comfort designed to slowly destroy everything I built for you. My beloved child, there is a reason this message found you today. Heaven could not remain silent while you continued walking toward something dangerous, believing it was harmless. I know you have tried to justify it in your mind. You keep telling yourself it will be different this time. You keep telling yourself you can handle it. You keep saying, maybe this is finally my chance, but deep inside, your spirit has been uneasy because I never designed your soul to find peace inside compromise. That is why your heart has felt divided lately. One part of you wants to move forward, but another part of you feels afraid because somewhere deep inside you already sense the danger ahead. Do not skip this warning. The enemy disguises the trap as peace, as love, as success, as comfort. But I see the end you cannot see, and tonight I must warn you. The enemy never shows the ending in the beginning. He only shows excitement, temporary pleasure, emotional relief, fast success, immediate satisfaction. He hides the great. He hides the spiritual emptiness. He hides the anxiety that follows compromise. He hides the emotional damage waiting at the end of disobedience. My child, if only you could see what I see, you would run from this path immediately. But because you cannot yet see clearly, I am speaking now before the damage becomes deeper. Say I rest deeply in your promises if you're clinging to every word he has spoken. I know you are tired of waiting. I know you are emotionally exhausted from carrying burdens nobody understands. I know there were nights you begged me for an answer while feeling forgotten. But rushing into this choice will cost more than you are prepared to lose. Listen carefully, because this message is not condemnation. This message is rescue. I would rather interrupt your temporary happiness than watch you suffer permanent wounds later. I would rather confront you now than comfort you into destruction. The love I have for you is too deep to allow me to stay silent while you slowly walk away from the future I prepared with my own hands. You are standing at a crossroads right now. One path leads to temporary pleasure and hidden sorrow. The other leads to the life I dreamed over you before you were born. One road feels easier now but carries pain later. The other road feels harder now but carries peace later. And I know your flesh wants immediate relief. I know part of you is tired of fighting, tired of resisting, tired of waiting for better days. But my child, the enemy always rushes people into decisions heaven never approves. I do not lead through confusion, pressure, fear, or emotional chaos. I lead through peace, wisdom, truth, and clarity. I am speaking urgently because time matters now. Delay this warning, and you may step into pain that was never meant for your life. There are some wounds that take years to heal. There are some choices that leave scars deeper than you realize. And because I love you, I am standing in front of this decision tonight, asking you to stop before it is too late. Please hear my heart. I am not against you. I am fighting for you. I am trying to save you from tears you have not cried yet, from regret you have not felt yet, from emptiness you cannot yet imagine. My child, you have no idea how many times I already protected you from destruction you never saw. You thought certain delays were punishment, but they were protection. You thought certain closed doors were rejection, but they were mercy. You thought certain relationships ending meant I abandoned you, but I was removing what would have destroyed your future. Even now, while you question my warnings, I am still covering you with love. I am still guarding your destiny. I am still fighting battles around you that your human eyes cannot see. Please listen to me now. Slow down. Pray before you move. Do not let emotion make decisions your spirit will later regret. Do not let loneliness choose your future. Do not let fear choose your direction. Do not let impatience lead you away from my purpose. I know the plans I have for you. I know the peace waiting ahead. I know the healing prepared for your life. But you must trust me enough to walk away from what looks good but carries hidden destruction. Tonight is not random. This message reached you because heaven intervened before your next step. I cried when I saw where this road would lead you, and I could not stay silent anymore. I love you to watch you destroy what I built for you. My beloved child, stop everything around you for a moment and listen carefully to my voice. Do not rush past this message. Do not allow distractions to pull your attention away from what I am about to reveal to you, because this moment is not ordinary. This is not random. This is not coincidence. I arranged this encounter before this day ever began. Before you opened your eyes this morning, before you picked up your phone, before your thoughts became heavy with worry and confusion, I already knew I would speak to you here. I know your heart is tired. I know your spirit has been carrying things you cannot fully explain to anyone around you. And that is why I need your full attention now, because what I am about to say could save you from a pain you are not prepared to carry. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us, given link in description or pinned comment to show your support. My child, I cried when I saw what you were about to do. Yes, I saw the decision forming in your heart long before you spoke it aloud. I saw the conversations inside your mind. I saw the emotional exhaustion that put you toward this choice. I watched you trying to convince yourself that it was harmless, that maybe this was finally the answer you had been waiting for, that maybe this would fix the emptiness you have been carrying for so long. But my beloved child, what looks beautiful from a distance is hiding something dangerous underneath. What appears peaceful on the outside carries confusion deep within it. What feels exciting now carries sorrow later. And because I love you more deeply than your human mind can understand, I cannot remain silent while you walk toward something that will wound your soul. This message is not punishment. Hear me carefully. I am not speaking to shame you. I am not speaking to condemn you. I am speaking to protect you. There is a difference between judgment and love that warns. Loving Father does not stand quietly while his child walks toward destruction believing it is safe. A loving Father intervenes. A loving Father calls out before the damage is done. And tonight I am calling out to you because heaven sees what you cannot yet see. I know there is a part of you that feels frustrated, maybe even confused about why things have not been working the way you expected. I know you are tired of waiting, tired of praying, tired of hoping, tired of carrying disappointment after disappointment while watching other people move forward with their lives. And because your heart has grown weary, the enemy has been whispering dangerous things into your mind. He has been telling you that compromise is the only way forward now. He has been telling you that this choice will finally bring peace. He has been telling you that you deserve this, that you have suffered enough, that you should stop resisting what feels good in the moment. But my child, the enemy always hides the ending while showing only the beginning. He shows excitement but hides regret. He shows comfort but hides bondage. He shows temporary relief but hides the destruction waiting behind it. And I need you to understand this before you take another step forward. Not every opportunity is sent by me. Not every open door carries my blessing. Some doors are distractions carefully designed to pull you away from the future I prepared for you before you were born. I stayed awake beside you while you struggled in silence. I saw the tears you wiped away quickly because you did not want anyone to ask questions. I saw the nights when your thoughts became so heavy that sleep could not comfort you. I watched you replay painful memories inside your mind. I watched you question yourself, question your future, question whether I was still listening to your prayers. I heard every silent cry hidden behind your smile. There were moments when you felt completely alone, but you were never abandoned. I was there every second. I sat beside you while anxiety filled your chest. I stood near you while fear whispered lies into your heart. I covered you when your spirit felt too weak to fight anymore. Even when you doubted my presence, I never moved away from you. You remember those moments recently when something inside you suddenly felt unsettled? When excitement about this decision was quickly followed by fear you could not explain. That was me trying to warn you gently. Do you remember the delays that frustrated you? The interruptions that made no sense? The confusion that kept appearing every time you tried to move forward? You called them obstacles, but many of them were actually protection. I have been trying to slow you down because I can already see the future pain waiting ahead if you continue walking this direction. You are only looking at what feels good now, but I already see the tears that would come later. I see the emotional exhaustion. I see the regret. I see how deeply this path could damage the peace I have been building inside you. My beloved child, there is a reason this message found you at this exact moment. Heaven timed this encounter carefully. You were not searching for this by accident. You were led here because I refused to let you continue forward without hearing my voice one more time. There are moments in life when destiny quietly changes direction based on one decision, one choice, one moment of obedience or compromise. And right now, whether you fully realize it or not, you are standing inside one of those moments. The next step you take matters more than you understand. That is why my voice sounds urgent tonight. Time matters right now. Discernment matters right now. Obedience matters right now. You keep asking me why your spirit has felt restless lately. This is why. Your soul recognizes danger even while your emotions crave comfort. Deep inside, you already sense that something is wrong. But pain has a way of confusing people. Loneliness has a way of making harmful things feel comforting. Weariness has a way of making compromise look reasonable. And because you have been emotionally exhausted for so long, you have started entertaining things that once would have disturbed your spirit immediately. The enemy noticed your weariness. He noticed your disappointment. He noticed how badly you wanted relief. And he began disguising traps as answers. That is why I had to interrupt you now before this path pulls you further away from the peace I designed for your life. Please do not ignore what you are feeling while listening to this message. That heaviness in your chest is not random. That emotion rising inside your spirit is not coincidence. My presence is reaching for you because I need you to wake up spiritually before it is too late. There is hidden danger ahead that you cannot yet fully recognize. Right now it still looks attractive. Right now it still feels manageable. Right now you still believe you are in control. But some roads change people slowly. Some choices damage the heart gradually. Some compromises pull souls away from truth little by little until they no longer recognize themselves anymore. And I will not quietly watch that happen to you. You are too valuable to me. Do you understand that? You are not just another person wandering through life unnoticed. You are mine. I formed your heart with purpose. I created your future carefully. I placed gifts, calling, and destiny inside you long before the world ever spoke lies over your identity. And because your future carries purpose, the enemy fights hard to distract you before you reach it. The battle around your life is deeper than what human eyes can see. This is not just about one decision. This is about your destiny. This is about whether you will trust temporary feelings or eternal wisdom. This is about whether you will follow what feels easy or what leads to life. By the end of this message, you will understand why I interrupted your life today. You will understand why your spirit has felt uneasy. You will understand why certain doors refuse to open no matter how hard you pushed them. You will understand why I kept delaying things you thought you wanted desperately. My child, some prayers were not answered because I was protecting you from hidden sorrow. Some relationships ended because I saw what they would eventually do to your heart. Some opportunities disappeared because they carried destruction disguised as success. And now another dangerous door stands in front of you again, appearing beautiful on the outside while hiding pain underneath. But listen to me carefully now. It is not too late to stop. It is not too late to choose differently. It is not too late to trust my voice above your emotions. I know you feel tired. I know you feel confused. I know part of you wants immediate relief from all the pressure you have been carrying. But temporary comfort is never worth permanent damage to your soul. What I have prepared for you is far greater than the counterfeit peace the enemy is offering right now. Stay with me until the end, my child. Do not walk away from this message too quickly. There is more I need to reveal to you. There are truths you must hear before your next decision. There are hidden things about this path that will soon become clear. And when you finally see what I have been trying to protect you from, you will understand why heaven refused to stay silent tonight. My beloved child, listen to me closely now, because what I am about to reveal is deeper than you realize. You think you are walking toward something good. You believe you are finally moving forward after so much disappointment, confusion, and waiting. Your emotions are telling you that this opportunity, this connection, this decision, this path might finally bring relief to the heaviness you have been carrying. But my child, I need you to understand something with all your heart tonight. Not everything that shines carries light inside it. Some things appear beautiful while secretly carrying destruction beneath the surface. Some doors look like answers while hiding sorrow behind them. And because you cannot yet see what I already see, I must speak before you go further down this road. Comment, you are my guiding light, Jesus, if he led you out of the darkest night. You are standing in front of something attractive but dangerous. For some of you, it looks like love. You finally found someone who makes you feel noticed, wanted, understood, desired. After feeling lonely for so long, your attention feels comforting. Your words feel healing. Your presence feels exciting. But my child, not every person who awakens emotion inside you carries peace from heaven. Some people arrive carrying confusion disguised as affection. Some relationships begin with intense feelings, but slowly drain the life from your spirit. The enemy knows how deeply you crave love, so he sends counterfeits wrapped in emotional intensity. He creates connections that feel powerful at first, but quietly separate your heart from me little by little. You call it passion, but I see the tears waiting ahead. I see the anxiety that will slowly grow. I see the confusion that will replace your peace. I see how hard you will fight to hold together something I never designed for your life. For others, this trap looks like success. You are tired of struggling financially, tired of watching other people move ahead while you feel left behind. And now an opportunity has appeared that promises fast progress, fast money, fast recognition, fast security. It looks like the breakthrough you prayed for. But my child, some opportunities bless your hands while poisoning your soul. Some forms of success slowly pull people away from truth until they no longer recognize who they have become. The enemy will gladly give temporary rewards if it means capturing your focus, your peace, your integrity, and your dependence on me. He hides chains inside shiny opportunities. He hides spiritual emptiness inside worldly success. And because your exhaustion has become so deep, you are dangerously close to calling something blessed simply because it promises relief. For some of you, this hidden trap looks like revenge. Someone hurt you deeply. Someone betrayed your trust, broke your heart, abandoned you, lied to you, or humiliated you. And now bitterness has started whispering to your spirit. Part of you wants them to suffer the way you suffered. Part of you wants to prove your worth by becoming colder, harder, more emotionally distant. You think revenge will heal your wounds, but bitterness only deepens pain. The enemy disguises revenge as strength, while quietly turning wounded hearts into hardened hearts. And I see where this road ends. I see how carrying unforgiveness slowly steals your peace, your softness, your joy, and your ability to trust love again. For others, this trap simply looks like escape. You are emotionally exhausted. You are tired of carrying burdens nobody understands. Tired of fighting temptation. Tired of feeling disappointed. Tired of waiting for answers. And now something has appeared offering temporary relief. Maybe it is a habit, a secret compromise, an unhealthy attachment, a distraction, or a lifestyle you know deep inside is pulling you away from me. You tell yourself it is harmless. You tell yourself you can stop anytime you want. But my child, the enemy always hides bondage inside temporary comfort. He offers relief for a moment while slowly building chains around the soul. You believe you are finally moving forward, but spiritually you are drifting further away than you realize. That is what makes this trap so dangerous. Destruction rarely announces itself clearly in the beginning. If the enemy showed you the heartbreak waiting at the end, you would run immediately. If he showed you the anxiety, regret, emptiness, confusion, and emotional exhaustion that follow compromise, you would never take the first step. So instead, he hides destruction inside pleasure. He paints traps with beautiful colors. He wraps danger in excitement. He disguises poison as peace. My child, I need you to picture this clearly tonight. Imagine a beautiful road covered in gold, flowers, lights, and promises. From a distance, it looks perfect. It looks safe. It looks exciting. But underneath the surface, hidden beneath all the beauty, lies a deep pit waiting to consume whoever keeps walking forward blindly. That is what the enemy does. He decorates destruction so people stop questioning where the road actually leads. He knows human eyes are often drawn to what feels good immediately. He knows wounded hearts are vulnerable to quick comfort. He studies your loneliness, your disappointment, your fears, your desires, and then carefully creates counterfeit answers designed specifically for your weaknesses. And what hurts my heart most is that I already showed you smaller warnings before this moment. There were signs. There were moments your spirit felt uneasy. There were nights you suddenly lost peace after thinking about this decision. There were conversations that left confusion inside you. There were delays that frustrated you. There were interruptions that made no sense. There were moments when excitement suddenly turned into anxiety deep inside your chest. But instead of stopping, you kept trying to push forward because your emotions wanted what your spirit was quietly resisting. Do you remember those restless nights recently? Those moments when sleep would not come easily because something inside you felt unsettled, That was not random. That was me warning your spirit gently. Do you remember the delays that kept appearing every time you tried to move closer toward this path? Those were not punishments. They were mercy. Do you remember how certain plans suddenly fell apart unexpectedly? How confusion kept appearing again and again? How deep down you kept sensing something was wrong even while trying to convince yourself everything was fine? My child, I was speaking through all of it. I sent discomfort because comfort would have allowed you to continue blindly. I sent delays because immediate success would have pushed you deeper into danger. I allowed restlessness because peace would have convinced you this path carried my blessing. Even my silence was speaking to you. But because your emotions became louder than your discernment, you kept trying to force clarity where I was already warning you to stop. My beloved child, understand this carefully tonight. My silence before was not abandonment. It was mercy preparing this moment. There are times when I do not immediately reveal everything because hearts are not ready to hear truth yet. Earlier warnings would not have reached you deeply enough because part of you still wanted this path too badly. So I allowed smaller signs first, smaller interruptions, smaller discomforts, smaller convictions. I gave you opportunities to stop quietly before the warning needed to become stronger. But now the danger ahead has grown too serious for silence. I see the ending long before you can see it. You only see what this choice offers today. I already see where it leads months from now. I see the emotional weight waiting ahead. I see how this path slowly changes your heart. I see how compromise gradually weakens your spirit. I see how something that begins with excitement ends with confusion. And because I already stand in tomorrow while you are still standing in today, I must warn you now while there is still time to turn around. You keep asking why your spirit has felt divided lately. This is why. One part of you is emotionally attached to what looks good on the outside. But another part of you senses danger because my spirit inside you recognizes what your natural eyes cannot yet fully understand. Your soul was never designed to find peace inside deception. That is why you feel tension inside yourself right now. Your emotions are pulling one direction while your spirit is quietly crying out for discernment. The enemy wants you to move quickly before you fully recognize the danger. He always rushes people toward destructive decisions because urgency weakens discernment. He tells people, do it now. Don't think too deeply. Don't pray too much. Don't wait, but I lead through peace and wisdom, not pressure and emotional chaos. Anything pulling you away from prayer, clarity, peace, and obedience is not carrying my spirit. My child, please hear my heart tonight. I am not trying to take something good away from you. I am trying to protect the future I built for you with love before you were ever born. The enemy only sees your present emotions. I see your entire destiny. I see the person you are meant to become. I see the healing, peace, love, joy, and purpose waiting ahead if you trust me now instead of temporary feelings. Do not confuse temporary pleasure with lasting peace. Do not confuse emotional excitement with spiritual confirmation. Do not confuse open doors with divine approval. Some doors open only to test whether you will trust your emotions more than my wisdom. And tonight I am asking you to stop before the trap closes deeper around your heart. Because once certain chains wrap themselves around the soul, freedom becomes harder than you imagine. Once certain compromises become habits, clarity grows weaker. Once certain attachments take root deeply enough, walking away feels painful even when you know it is necessary. That is why I am warning you now while your heart can still hear my voice clearly. I love you too much to stay silent while destruction hides itself behind beautiful colors. My beloved child, I need you to understand something before you judge yourself too harshly for the choices you have been tempted to make. I see the pain you have been carrying for far longer than anyone around you realizes. I see the exhaustion hidden behind your smile. I see the heartbreak you try to bury beneath distractions and forced strength. I see the loneliness that visits you in quiet moments when nobody else is watching. And tonight, before I speak any further about the danger ahead, I need you to know that I fully understand why your heart became vulnerable in the first place. You did not wake up one day wanting to drift away from peace. You did not intentionally plan to walk toward confusion. You simply became tired. Tired of carrying disappointment after disappointment. Tired of hoping for things that never seemed to happen. Tired of giving your love only to feel misunderstood, abandoned, or emotionally forgotten. Somewhere along the journey, exhaustion slowly weakened your discernment. Pain slowly softened your boundaries. Loneliness slowly made dangerous things feel comforting. And because your soul has been starving for relief, you began reaching toward things that promised comfort even if deep down they carried danger. My child, I saw every hidden battle you fought in silence. I saw the nights when tears rolled down your face while you tried not to let anyone hear you cry. I saw you staring into darkness asking questions you were too afraid to speak aloud. Questions like, why does life keep hurting me like this? Why do I always feel forgotten? Why does everyone else seem loved while I feel invisible? God, are you still listening to me? I heard every one of those questions. Not one tear escaped my attention. Not one moment of heartbreak went unnoticed by heaven. You became so emotionally exhausted from surviving that you started craving escape more than healing. That is what pain does when it remains unresolved for too long. It pushes people toward quick comfort because carrying deep wounds day after day becomes overwhelming. You were not chasing destruction because you hated yourself. You were chasing relief because your heart was hurting. You were trying to numb the loneliness, silence the overthinking, quiet the ache inside your chest. But my beloved child, pain has a dangerous way of blinding wounded hearts. When people become desperate enough for peace, they sometimes mistake harmful things for healing simply because those things temporarily reduce the pain. That is why the enemy targeted you during your weakest moments. He noticed the nights when discouragement became heavier. He noticed the moments when disappointment made your heart vulnerable. He noticed how badly you wanted someone to understand you, comfort you, choose you, notice you, reassure you. And instead of attacking you openly, he quietly sent counterfeits designed specifically around your emotional wounds. He knew exactly what your exhausted heart wanted to hear. He knew exactly what your loneliness wanted to feel. He knew exactly how to disguise dissection in forms that felt emotionally comforting to you. For some of you, the enemy sent false love because your heart was starving for affection. For others, he sent unhealthy ambition because your soul was desperate to feel valuable again. For others, he sent distractions because your mind was tired of carrying emotional pain. And slowly, without fully realizing it, you began reaching toward temporary comfort instead of true healing. You started convincing yourself that maybe this dangerous path was finally the answer to your suffering. But my child, wounded hearts often confuse shortcuts with salvation. Please hear those words deeply tonight. Wounded hearts often confuse temporary relief with true peace. They confuse emotional excitement with healing. They confuse attention with love. They confuse escape with freedom. And because your pain became so heavy, your discernment slowly weakened under the weight of exhaustion. I remember the nights you cried yourself to sleep feeling abandoned. I remember how alone you felt when nobody seemed to understand what was happening inside your spirit. There were moments when you felt emotionally invisible, like everyone around you saw your strength, but nobody saw your suffering. You became so used to carrying pain quietly that even when people asked if you were okay, you automatically answered yes, because explaining the truth felt too exhausting. You learned how to smile while breaking inside. You learned how to comfort others while secretly needing comfort yourself. You learned how to survive emotionally while your spirit quietly begged for rest. And during those lonely nights, dangerous thoughts started growing inside your heart. Thoughts like, maybe I should just stop caring, maybe I should take whatever comfort I can find, maybe this is the best life will ever offer me, maybe compromise is easier than waiting for healing. Those thoughts did not appear randomly. Pain created cracks inside your emotional walls, and the enemy began whispering through those openings. Type I trust even in your silence. Lord, if you're waiting for unseen answers, and share this video.